right? So in last class we discussed about zeroth law of thermodynamics. Again, I will recall that, right? So as I discussed zeroth law of thermodynamics, it basically deals with the thermal equilibrium, right? So I given one example also with the help of some students. Okay, again I will explain. If you consider, if two bodies, let us consider one body is here, body A, and sorry, body A, body B, and body C, right? So let us assume body A is in thermal equilibrium with C, and body B is also in thermal equilibrium with C. Individually, two bodies A and B are in thermal equilibrium with body C. What is the meaning of thermal equilibrium? Both the bodies are having same temperature. Let us say this is TA, then this is TC, and this temperature is TB. So TA is equals to TC. Therefore, I can say that two bodies, body A and body C, are in thermal equilibrium, and TB is equal to TC. Therefore, body B and C are also in thermal equilibrium. So what zeroth law of thermodynamics states that when two bodies are separately in thermal equilibrium with the third body, then these two bodies are also in thermal equilibrium. These two bodies are also in thermal equilibrium, means these two bodies, body A and body B, are also in thermal equilibrium, TA equal to TB. This is called zeroth law of thermodynamics. This is the zeroth law of thermodynamics. Any doubt? Any doubt do you have? Please ask me. Zeroth law of thermodynamics. When two bodies are separately in thermal equilibrium with the third body, then these two bodies are also in thermal equilibrium. That is called zeroth law of thermodynamics. Or we can say that, we can, second way we can define, let us say two bodies A and B are maintaining same temperature. If you replace third body with a thermometer, and if these two bodies are maintaining same temperature, then we can say that these two bodies are in thermal equilibrium. This is the second way of defining the zeroth law of thermodynamics.
Sir, can you explain once again?
Which one? Second model?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Right. So here, if first we can define two zeroth law of thermodynamics. If two bodies are thermally equilibrium with a third body, they are also in thermal equilibrium with each other. That is one way of defining the first law. Second law is by replacing a third body with a thermometer. By replacing the third body with a thermometer, the zeroth law can also be stated as two bodies are in thermal equilibrium if both have same temperature reading, even if they are not in contact. Again, I am repeating second way of defining zeroth law. If you replace the third body with a thermometer, and zeroth law can be restated as if two bodies are in thermal equilibrium if both are having the same temperature reading, if they are not in contact. That is the zeroth law of thermodynamics. Okay. Now coming to the history, the zeroth law is formulated in the year 1931. Zeroth law is formulated in the 1931, right? After zeroth law only first law and second law came into existence, but the main problem here is it is familiarized after first and second law. That's why the name is given as zeroth law. Got the point? So first zeroth law is introduced in 1931, though it is a fundamental principle, but it was recognized more than half century after the invention or formulation of the first law and second law, and that's why the name is given as zeroth law, since it has to precede the first and second law of thermodynamics. Got the point or not? Anyone please answer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right? So usually zeroth law is introduced before the first law and second law. Usually the law start with first law, second law, third law. But given zeroth law because it was invented before the first law and second law, but it got familiarized after half century. That is the reason it has to, this law has to precedes first and second law. That's why the name is given as zeroth law. Okay, and there is no mathematical evidence for the laws of thermodynamics, only by observation. All the laws exist in the thermodynamics. There is no mathematical proofs for the laws, only by the observation. Okay, now you can see here body A and body B and body C are the two bodies are individually in thermal equilibrium. B is with A and C with A. Then in turn B and C are also in thermal equilibrium. That is the one way of defining. And second way of defining is if you replace the third body with the thermometer, we can say that two bodies are in thermal equilibrium if they reach same temperature though they are not in contact. That is the meaning of second law. Second type of definition. When two bodies are separately in thermodynamic equilibrium with a third object, they are in equilibrium with each other. Okay, so this is the zeroth law. Now, one more thing, very important concept. So just now, while how to divide the temperature divisions in thermometer. So the thermometer bulb is exposed to the ice point as well as the steam point. Okay, because these two are reproducible easily, right? But one more reference is there. It is easy to reproducible. That is the triple point of water. So triple point of water is nothing but usually we know the water can exist. Water can be in three phases as we discussed. It may be in solid phase, or it may be in liquid phase, or it may be in gaseous phase. So in solid phase, we used to call it as ice. In liquid phase, we used to call it as water. And in gaseous phase, we used to call it as steam. Okay. If the water can exist equilibrium in three phases, solid phase, liquid phase, and gaseous phase. So the temperature and pressure corresponding to that equilibrium is called triple point of water. Triple point of water can be defined as it is the temperature and pressure at which the three phases of water, that is solid phase, liquid phase, and gaseous phase are coexist in equilibrium. This corresponding pressure is 4.5 mg of Hg or mercury, and the corresponding temperature is 0.01 degrees centigrade. So we can say that the temperature and pressure at which the three phases of water, nothing but solid, liquid, and gaseous phases, are coexist in equilibrium. That point is called triple point of water. Very important. So in absolute scale, triple point of water is 273.16 Kelvin. Because if you add 273.15 to the Celsius, that will be converted into the Kelvin right now. So Kelvin, T Kelvin is equals to degree centigrade or Celsius plus 273.15. So, right. So in triple point of water, the temperature is 0.01 degrees Celsius. So therefore, if you add 273.15, so therefore in absolute scale, triple point of water is 273.16 Kelvin. Yes, anyone please reply. It is clear what is triple point of water?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It is the temperature and pressure at which the water can exist equilibrium in three states, that is solid state, liquid state, and vapor state. Right. Now we will go very important concept for 10 marks question, ideal gas thermometer. Now I will explain with help of the presentation. Now usually let us assume you have two thermometers. All of you please be active. Very important question for essay point of view. I have two thermometers here. Thermometer 1, thermometer 2. I am changing the color. Let us assume in one thermometer, I have a thermometer, thermometric fluid as a mercury. In second thermometer, I have thermometric fluid as kerosene or alcohol, let us say. This is alcohol. Is it visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
I considered two thermometers. So, okay, in one thermometer, the thermometric fluid is the mercury. In second thermometer, the thermometric fluid is the alcohol. Now, can you tell me which is the thermometric property here?
Mercury.
Thermometric property I am asking, I am not asking thermometric fluid. Which property is going to change if I expose these bulbs to the temperature? What is the property is going to change? The property is volume of the fluid is going to change if I expose these thermometer bulbs to the temperature. Agree? Agree or not?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes,
Let
sir.
us assume I have a water bath. Please understand the concept. Why we are going for the ideal gas thermometer? Because we are already having normal thermometers. What is the advantage of ideal gas thermometer over the normal traditional thermometers? I am explaining that. Let us assume this water bath temperature is equals to 50 degrees centigrade. All of you please concentrate. The water bath temperature is 50 degrees centigrade. Now I am going to immerse these two thermometers over here. This is thermometer 1 and this is thermometer 2. Now can you tell me the expansion of the thermometric fluid will be same for the two thermometers or different?
Different, sir.
My question is, I'm asking once again, if I insert these two thermometers, because this is the mercury is the thermometric fluid, in this thermometer alcohol is the thermometric fluid. If I insert these two thermometers into this water bath and I am waiting for some time to get equilibrium state, after getting equilibrium state, or these two thermometers will be expanded, means the thermometric fluid will be raised to the same level or different level?
Same level.
No,
Same
sir.
level?
Different. Different, sir.
Different
Different,
level.
sir.
Different level. The level raised by the thermometric fluid will be different because the thermometric fluid will be different. Right now, it depends upon their expansion. Right now, yes or no? Because the thermometric means, let us say, if I use mercury, the rise may be this much. If I use alcohol, the rise may be more than that. It all depends upon their properties, their adhesion and cohesion properties, right? So if I use the, let us say these two are showing different readings for the same temperature. So therefore I want to use one thermometer. It should show same reading irrespective of the fluids. It should show the same reading. That is the reason we are going for the ideal gas thermometer. So ideal gas thermometer, that is the main advantage, because if I use the mercury thermometer and alcohol thermometer for the same temperature exposed, they are showing different levels, different rises. The rise of the fluid inside the thermometer is different for different fluids. So I want to find one solution for that. That is the reason ideal gas thermometer is came into existence. So ideal gas thermometer, irrespective of the temperature, it shows the same level. Okay, I will explain in detail. It is clear why we are going for ideal gas thermometer?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Now, right, one more thing here. In order to explain ideal gas thermometer, you should know some knowledge of pressure also. I will explain once again. Right now, what is pressure? What is pressure?
force applied on a unit volume.
Yeah, force acting per unit cross section, right? So pressure can be defined as force per area. So the SI units of force is Newton and units are meter square. Newton per meter square is the unit for the pressure, right? So usually pressure can be represent different types of units, right? So you can see we can, SI unit for the pressure is bar usually. Bar is one unit. SI unit I am saying. Other units we have Pascal, and we have Newton per meter square and Newton per mm square and we have mm of mercury, right? So these are the different types of pressure units we have, but SI units is only bar. So 1 atmospheric pressure equal to how much?
1 bar.
1 bar. So 1 bar is also written as 1 into 10 power 5 Pascal. 1 Pascal is also equivalent to 1 Newton per meter square. Clear? This is the conversion. 1 atmospheric pressure is 1 bar. 1 bar is nothing but 1 into 10 power 5 Pascal. 1 Pascal is nothing but 1 Newton per meter square. Is it is clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Any other? Only number 1 is giving reply every time. What about others? Is the conversion of pressure units are clear or not? If not, tell me.
Clear,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Clear.
Right. Always we should use SI
clear.
unit.
Yes.
The
No,
pressure.
sir.
Huh? Okay, right now.
SI
Listen.
unit is always bar, no, sir?
SI unit is bar. Okay, right. Again, depends upon the other units. We used to convert either Newton per meter square or mm square. Depends upon the other units. Let us say if the area is in mm square is given. So you have pressure unit or bar. Pressure is given in bar, and area is given in mm square. I want force in Newton. What you will do? I want force in Newton, but pressure is given in bars and area is given in mm square. So you should convert this bar into Newton per mm square. Then only you will get force in Newton. So we know that P is equals to F by A, force per area. So 1 bar is given, whatever the value is given, 1 bar is equals to 1 into 10 power 5 Pascal into, it is Newton per meter square, right? So again you should multiply with 10 power minus 6. Therefore it will become Newton per mm square, because look here. So 1 into 10 power 5 Newton, 1 meter square is 10 power 6 mm square. Yes or no? It is in the denominator. If you write in the numerator, this will become minus 6. Okay. So now divided by, this is the pressure, your pressure in bar, area in mm square. Therefore the final unit will be Newton. Clear? Yes or no? This is the pressure and this is the area. So how to get force? P into area. P we already converted into Newton per mm square, and area is also given in mm square. Therefore you are getting it. Yes, please mute your mics. Spotify, every time I'm getting from you.
A lot of disturbance, sir.
Yeah, somebody unmuted. Mute your mics. Is it is clear?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes,
So,
sir.
right, depends upon the units you should convert, but SI unit will be bar. If it is clear, I will proceed to some other thing.
Yes, sir.
Right now,
Yes,
next.
sir.
These are all important in order to understand the ideal
Yes,
gas
sir.
thermometer. Okay. Right now. Now, pressure is equals to atmospheric pressure I am talking. P atmosphere is equals to 1 bar. Right? It is also called equal to 760 mm of mercury. Agree? Or it is also equal to 10.3 meters of water. How many of you know this thing?
We know only Hg, sir. 760 mm.
760 mm of Hg, right? I think most of you familiar with 1 bar and 760 mm of Hg, right? 760 mm of Hg. Agree? These two values are familiar, at least 1 bar and 760 mm of Hg.
Yes, sir.
I will tell you how to get 10.3 meters of water. Okay. For that, you require Are you able to see the paint window? All of you?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
sir. Yes.
Right. Let us consider a what we call a bowl of rectangular cross section. Inside the bowl, let us assume we have water here. Let us assume it contains water. I'll change it. Right. Now let us assume it is filled with water up to this point. Now tell me, what is the pressure acting on this?
1 atmosphere. 1
Yeah.
bar.
Yeah. Whenever a fluid is open to the atmosphere, listen all of you. Whenever a fluid is open to the atmosphere, the pressure acting is atmospheric pressure. That pressure is equal to 1 bar or 760 mm of Hg. Okay. Now my doubt is, that is the only on the top surface. Suppose if I want to measure pressure at this point, let us assume this point A. Is it is equals to 1 atmosphere? Anyone please answer.
No.
No,
sir.
sir.
Right. I have some other point here, point B. I want to measure pressure at that point. How to measure that point, right? So usually, if you know the height of the point from the free surface, usually this is called free surface of the liquid. This is called free surface of the liquid, the layer open to the atmosphere. This is called free surface of the liquid. Okay. In order to measure the pressure, first you should know the height of the point from the free surface of the liquid. This is HA. Is it is visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
If you right, and similarly, the height of the point B from the free surface of the liquid is HB. HB is the height of the point B from the free surface of the liquid. In order to measure the pressure at A, or in order to measure the pressure at B, P at B is equals to, there is a one relation is there. So it is equal to the specific weight times the height. Specific weight times the height gives the pressure at a point, where small w is the specific weight of the water. What is the specific weight of the water? Specific weight of the water already discussed starting classes. Specific weight, anyone?
W by B. V. Weight by volume.
Specific weight is equals to?
Weight by volume. Newton per meter cube.
Very good. Specific value, can you remember value? Specific weight. Specific weight value. Small w is equals to weight by volume. Weight is equals to mass into gravity. Already discussed by volume. M by V can also be written as what? Mass per volume is called what?
Density.
Density. Density is denoted by symbol rho into Z. What is the density of water? 1000 kg per meter cube. How can you forget, Baba? In 2 days time, into gravity is equals to 9.81 meters per second square. So therefore, if you multiply with, you will get specific weight of water is equals to 9810 Newton per meter cube is the specific weight of water. Clear now? Means you should multiply the height with respect to the specific weight, you will get the corresponding pressure. Means pressure is specific weight is how much? 9810 into height, let us say 2 meter. The corresponding pressure you will get it. And similarly 9810 into, let us say, height is equals to 3 meter. Is it is clear?
Yes, sir.
Right? Then what are the units you are getting for here? Already 9810 is Newton per meter cube. Therefore, you are getting units as Newton per meter square. Agree? Yes or no? What happened? No one is answering?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Clear.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Just now we discussed atmospheric pressure is equals to 1 bar, that is also equals to 10.3 meters of water. Is there any lag in the writing, or is it is at a time it is visible to you? Are you getting any?
Lag, sir, lag.
Yeah, little bit
Lag,
lag will
sir.
be there. I'll try to write very slowly so that it will be clear. Now, P atmospheric pressure equal to 1 bar, there is no doubt in that. But you have doubt that how you got 10.3 meters of water. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Here, this is one type of unit, bar, and meter of water is other type of unit. Always we will take reference as water. Yes or no, right? Right. Usually, P is equals to specific weight times the height. Agree? This formula you should remember throughout your BTech. Very, very important formula. Pressure is equals to specific weight of times the height. Specific weight is the specific weight of the fluid in which you are measuring the pressure. If it is a water, specific weight will be 9810. If it is some other fluid, mercury, that corresponding specific weight you need to consider. Okay. Okay. Now here, let us assume P is equals to 1 bar atmospheric pressure, and what is the specific weight of water? 9810 Newton per meter cube, and H, let us say, unknown value. We are finding H value, right? So 1 bar, as we know, 1 into 10 power 5 Pascal, right? Now 1 bar is equal 1 into 10 power 5 Pascal. 1 Pascal is 1 Newton per meter square, is equals to, 1 second, is equals to specific weight 9810 Newton per meter cube into unknown value H. Now, if you see Newton will be cancelled. Anyone please answer me. Can I cancel Newton here and Newton here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, meter square here,
Yes, sir.
meter square here. You left with
Yes,
meter.
sir.
Right, now from this I can calculate H is equals to 1 into 10 power 5 divided by
By
9810 meter. If anyone is a calculator, please calculate and tell me this value. Please calculate this value and tell me. Ten power 5 by 10 point
10.1.
10.1 10.1
9.
10.19 meters of water. 10 point, right? Means, listen, this 1 bar P is equals to rho g H formula. P is equals to small w. Small w is nothing but density into gravity into head. P is equals to rho g H. Very, very important formula, where P is called pressure and H is called pressure head. Always head units are in meter. Okay. So one atmospheric pressure is also equal to 10.19 meters of water. If you want units in terms of meter while solving the problem, one atmospheric pressure is considered as 10.19 meters of water. Or if you want in terms of bar, you can take P is equals to 1 bar. Agree? means one bar and 10.19. It's not 10.19 or 10.29 you are getting. Exact value, tell me. I will calculate and check it. Hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9.8. Yeah, 10.19, right? We can approximately 10.2. Okay. So means one atmospheric pressure is also equal to 10.19 meters of water. This is the height of the water. Above the sea level we are measuring, right? Above the sea level we are measuring. This is the atmosphere. Okay. So we'll stop today. So it's already 10, 11, 15. Okay. Next class I will continue. Ideal gas thermometer. Do you have any doubt in this one? Pressure and pressure head.
No, sir.
No,
No,
sir.
sir. P is equals to pressure.
Attendance.
H is one second.
No.
H is pressure head. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, attendance.
Yeah.